Hello traders, and welcome to the Friday wrap-up, December 19th, 2014. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, this is our last Friday wrap-up for the year of 2014 as we enter into our holiday season. And this is the last one, and then we'll start fresh, brand new in January. Alright, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies today. Nice and cold, gotta be honest with you, and not too many people walking around. A little chilly out there. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Friday wrap-up every single Friday after the New York close. This is where we go over about 10 or 12 daily charts and we look at what happened in the week before and what we hope to happen in the week ahead. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career in the public safety department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I trade the Forex market every single trading day. I'm involved. I'm embraced in the markets at all times. And if I'm not in front of my computer, I've got my phone. I can always get my charts up on my phone. So I'm listening to fundamentals, watching price action, and keeping an eye on possible opportunities to enter trades where the probabilities are on my side so we can make some profits. Traders, let's get the risk disclaimer out of the way. Risk disclaimer is Forex trading has a large potential rewards but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most of all, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Meaning, if you're on a demo account for 3 months and then you open up a live account, your trading results are going to differ because psychology takes over as your hard-earned equity is now on the table. And it's amazing what the mind will do. All right, let's move over to the commentary. Not much to say in the commentary this week, just that it was amazing how the New York stock market rebounded on Friday after a pretty dismal week. And they rebounded, and the week actually ended up pretty well. I already blew my commentary, which I was telling you is that this is our final Friday wrap-up for 2014 due to the holiday season. And we won't have anything until the week of January 5th when we come back. And we're back full strength in the markets, and I cannot wait. The only other thing I'd like to say, traders, is if you're trading, please be on a demo account. Do not trade your hard-earned money now until January 5th. Because volatility is low and the markets are swinging all over the place. There's no consistency. Now, who's an exception to that? Well, scalpers are an exception to that. They go for 5 to 7, 10 pips, maybe 12, and they're out of the market. Okay? And that's fine. They can get in and out. But for us intraday swing traders who are in a market usually 1 or 2 hours, 3 hours, trying to go to 25 pips and get out, you should be on a demo account. And of course, if you're trading on the higher time frames like the 4-hour and the daily, you're probably in the trades and you're probably locked in for the rest until the new year anyhow. I don't think I would be entering a new trade on those time frames at this time of year, but anything is possible. It's amazing this year it started earlier than usual. Usually Friday would have been our last day of full strength, but it happened a week early. And if you go into lower time frame charts like the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you'll see some really crazy looking charts. All right, let's get over. These are the daily Forex charts. I think we got about 8 or 9 of them today. And not much markings on them. Just want to show you some stuff, how some of these have just continued the trend. And that's a good thing. I mean, that's positive. Continue the trend. But it's still doing some wacky stuff. So let's take a look. Let's start off with the euro dollar as we usually do. And I put a yellow line on the bottom of the chart there just to show you that it's taken out the previous low. So this is broken through support. And this is on its way down. And, well, all the gurus are saying this is going down to 1.21. So it's going to be very interesting come the new year, and we'll see what happens with the euro. I think it all comes down to what ECB President Draghi says in January at his FOMC meeting. I'm sorry, his ECB meeting. I said up for one C. That was last week. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what he has to say, and everybody's waiting for what day they're going to start quantitative easing. I think he's a very smart man. He's been talking about quantitative easing now for 3 months, and I think he's trying to price it into the market, so when he finally does say, we're going to start printing money, the markets don't take a hit. But we shall see. It's a very interesting story and a very interesting situation. And I noticed that old Angela Merkel has been back in the news lately. She's been talking away the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Pretty interesting. She's been pretty quiet because Germany's not doing too well. They're not doing badly, but they're not doing as good as they were doing. Usually when Germany's doing very well, she talks like every day. So she's back on the microphone. All right, this is our pound dollar. This is in a nasty range. It's been in a nasty range for a long time. You can see that. This is probably over like a month and a half as we've been in this range. Now, I understand there's pips here, but do you want to trade this? This is really hard. You're down one day, then you get a bounce, and you go 70 pips in the opposite direction. Yeah, this is really not the kind of trading you want to do, especially at this time of year. It's in a range. We need something to happen, and folks, I don't think anything's going to happen until the new year. So if you're trading the pound dollar, again, please do it on a demo account. Here's the Aussie. Surprisingly enough, the Aussie's been doing very well. It's basically been in a downtrend for quite some time, remembering that this is a daily chart. And it's been doing pretty decent, to be honest with you. Now it's gone sideways for 2 days. So this can be the sideways move that we're going to see for the next 2 weeks throughout the holiday season. January 5th is a Monday, and we should be back to full strength in the markets. So we will see how that works. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. Again, traders, please be trading on a demo account. Traders, this is the dollar CAD. I don't talk about the dollar CAD much, but I thought it was pretty interesting how we had resistance up there at about 16, what's that look, about 80 or somewhere about there, and wow, you know, it just dumped off there. That doji was your signal candle, and then that red candle, if you're trading the daily chart, and we had a down day, and but this is bullish, and you know, all I would be looking for, even in lower time frames, is we want to take this to the long side. There's no indication here that this wants to go short. At the most, we're going to see a fib of the current swing, and that'll be about it. I don't even think we're going to get that. I think we'll be sideways until January 5th. All right, here's the pound Aussie. Great pair to trade. This pair really puts out some pips every day. This pair, believe it or not, puts out over 150 pips a day, traders. So this is a great pair to trade. However, take a look at the last 4 days and look at those last 3 candles, all dojis, up and down. Now, when you see that on a daily chart, you can imagine what that looks like on a 1-hour chart or a 15-minute chart. You are getting whipsawed from one end of the block to the other, and it's just going to end up beating you up. Traders, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the hat. Please be on a demo account. This stuff will just knock you all over the place and frustrate you really a lot. Trust me, the last thing I want to do is not trade for 2 weeks. Or 2.5. I stopped trading last week on a live account, and it's just, I don't like being away from my charts that long. It's, you know, I love what I do, and I like trading, and I can't stand the holiday season when it comes to trading. All right, here's the Euro Aussie. Really, this has been very bullish for a long time. We now have 3 down days. You can see that big spike there. That was your clue that this was going to be heading to the downside. This to me looks like this is just going to fib this swing. I didn't fib it on the daily chart. I'm trying to keep the charts really clean. Look at how far away price is from the Bollinger Band. The lower Bollinger Band, I don't take too much attention to the middle Bollinger Band. The middle Bollinger Band, traders, is just a 20 SMA, so I don't pay too much attention to that. If you look at the upper Bollinger Band, just that it's curled to the downside. Very interesting. So this, I would expect to head in a sideways price action, and we'll see how that goes. And here's the Swiss yen. We don't talk about the Swiss yen very much. We just started talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and we can see that this is in a sideways price action for last week. Again, just getting beaten up. It's at support. I will give it that. It is at a support level there. If you look left of the chart, you can see that at this price action, prices reacted to this quite often. So that doesn't surprise me that we're at support here. However, for the next 2 weeks, it's probably just going to stay sideways and just bounce you all over the place in the lower time frames. Let's take a look at the euro yen. It's one of my favorites. You know, it's been very bullish, and it came down 3 red days, gave us 2 blue days. Now we're back down. It's just now we're in a range. So for the last week, we've been in this range, and Friday ends as a doji. So, again, I don't want to pound a dead horse, but this is just like really, evidence of what I'm saying, that this is just not the market you want to be trading in on a live account. And it's taken me a long time to learn that, traders. I didn't learn that in my first 2 years of trading. I said, you can trade anything, trade, just go trade. After you take some big hits, you learn that you listen and you don't trade during these 2 weeks during the holidays. It's 10 days or whatever it comes out to be. But, as it is. All right, let's go over to the Aussie yen. Great pair to trade. Now, we know the Aussie is strong, and the yen was strong there for a couple of days. This was post-elections and all that stuff. So we have 3 up days. The biggest thing on this chart that concerns me is that this has broken through the 200 exponential moving average and has basically come back through it again. Now, that tells me that this might be heading back up to its original trend of being in an uptrend. If you look at the bottom of the chart, you see that big blue wick down there. Didn't take out any lows. So this, to me, looks like this is just going to probably go sideways and then continue the upstage and continue to be bullish. And that's what we're looking for it to do. So we'll see how this works out. This is going to be very interesting. The other thing is, you got to remember that the dollar affects them all. So the dollar is very strong. Numbers out of the United States have come out pretty decent. So, and they're not talking about raising interest rates as soon as they said they were. They're starting to retract that a little bit. So just remember that the dollar is strong, and always keep an eye on the dollar. Another one of my favorite pairs to trade, and this is the pound yen. They call it the beast. Traders, if you're not trading live for at least 6 months, don't even consider trading this pair. This pair is a very volatile pair, and it can whipsaw you and knock you around. You really need some chart time before you start trading the pound yen. Please be careful if you're trading that. So what do we have here on this chart is, if you look at the wick at this Friday candle, you will see that it's at resistance. So come Monday, it's going to be interesting to see where we're at and what's going on. However, I think it's going to resume its bullish pattern and probably come up to resistance and hopefully break through it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. This is going to be pretty interesting. The pound situation is very interesting at the sterling, so we will watch that closely. But I love trading the pound yen. It's a lot of fun to trade. But please make sure you have at least 6 months of live trading before you trade this. Trade this on a demo account. And the last chart of the Friday wrap-up is our dollar index chart. And I put that yellow line on there on purpose, because I wanted to show you that that is absolute resistance. And you know what? It's retested it twice. So what do you think I'm expecting, traders? Yeah, I'm expecting this is going to take a downfall. This dollar index is going to come back down now. I think that, and the way you look at that is the first wick, that red wick, is bigger than the current wick that happened on Friday. And that is a great signal that the bulls are weak and the bears are going to take over. And there's a good chance we're going to see this come down now. And it's probably just going to fib the current swing or the big swing, but I think the dollar index is on its way down. And that does wrap up our charts for this week's wrap up, and I wish you all a very happy holiday season. Please be safe, enjoy yourself, relax with family and friends, and most of all, don't forget about your trading and do some Forex homework. It's a good time to do some reading, watch some YouTube webinars, good time to freshen up, get some new ideas. Make sure you put your business plan together for next year and your goals and your objectives and all that stuff. This is the time of year to do that. Get that all done and put it on paper. Write it down. You'll find out how much that really helps you in your trading. And traders, I wish I could tell you that everything I told you I came up with on my own. This was all taught to me. Everything I'm telling you was taught. I didn't do this on my own. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you the week of January 5th for our new year, and hopefully lots of profits. Traders, have a great holiday season, and we'll talk at you next time in the new year, 2015. Take care now. Bye-bye.